In the latest update for World of Tanks Blitz, as many of you know, the Foch 155 got quite substantially buffed on its overall mobility due to the enhancements of giving it gear oil and the fact that it has received super speed boost in its consumables tab. In today's video, we are going to be seeing just how truly fast we can make the Foch. We're going to be taking off improved fuel, and we're actually going to be putting on gear oil. And while it is quite a bit worse on overall engine power, and a lot actually, it's a 7% decrease, it does increase our top speed and reverse speed by 2 kilometers per hour each. So the Foch, which normally reverses at 13, is now going to reverse at around 19 to 20 kilometers per hour. And we're going to reach a top speed, which is pretty dang fast. If you pair in our super speed boost, which gives us a 4 kilometer per hour speed buff, with the provisions, which also give us a 4 kilometer per hour, and a 2, that means that the Foch can get 10 extra kilometers per hour in total. So the vehicle, which normally goes 50, can reach 60 kilometers per hour, which is kind of insane when you think about it. I mean, this is a tank destroyer that has pretty decent armor and tungsten that can go at a top speed of 60. And that's kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie at all. I feel like in a proper game, this vehicle might just be very dangerous. Now, we are running the single shot today, as I have done the double shot quite a few times, and I'm interested to see how the single shot feels in the latest update with tungsten shells. Sure, you are not going to have that double shot tungsten damage, but the single shot is still going to be quite dangerous, if you want my opinion. So we are going to make our way over towards the medium flank and activating super speed boost. Let's take a look at that speedo. 40, 50-ish. I mean, this thing is, it's getting there. We're literally out accelerating light tanks. What the absolute heck? There you go. That is 60 kilometers per hour right there. This thing is absolutely insane. We basically just tied the mediums into getting the position. We do have the T100 in front. Unfortunately, we are not. Well, I was really hoping that shell would end up hitting, but as you can see, missed by just an inch. But we'll see. Oh, there's a lot of vehicles over here. Not entirely excited about that. T100 is going to leave, so I'm just going to back up a little bit. Let's see if that Patton overextends. If he does, we'll get a pretty easy juicer into his tank. The question is, will he overextend? We have the STB on the side. Patton's still sitting there. I'm really hoping that this Patton just overpokes his hull at some point. Come on. You know you want to. Can't do anything to the STB, of course. Alright, well, I think we can move up a bit at this point. I don't know if there are 268s in the back, but I don't think so because he would have been spotted. TVP's going to get the clear. So at this point, I'm going to try and get maybe like one shell. Nope, that's not allowed. Well, we got the T100, and we bounced him in the turret. Well, as fast as the Foch is, it doesn't take away from the fact that we literally haven't done anything. It's not the Foch's fault, and I don't think we've made any misplays. It's just, that's just kind of how this tank works, where like you're gonna kind of struggle to get out damage in this situation. But there you go, a 702 damage shot into that enemy tank, which is obviously quite a lot when you think about it. We're gonna make our way up this hill very briefly, and we're gonna see if I can get another very brief shot into the Rhino maybe. There you go, 684 will definitely get the job done. That mobility, though, is a little insane on this tank. You can actually get it kind of chunking out. We got the Rhino again, and there you go. Pretty mediocre HE, only 750 damage, but still was an HE, and still took off 750 HP. We have the 268 behind us, and we also have the KV Junior. We're going to aim it on the KV very, very briefly, and bonk. There you go. 600 damage. 268 and the T100 LT are really the only tanks left at this point. I'm going to go for the T100 just because I feel like this is a bit easier damage. So let's roll around this corner here, aiming. There you go. Was a bit of a low roll, but we still did 400, which isn't too bad at all. We're at 3,200 damage. We actually brought this game back quite a bit if you want my opinion. Alright, come here, T100. What are you going to do? Well, you're going to try and run away, but little do you know our tank is ridiculously speed, so running away is going to be a rather tricky option. Alright, let's aim in and... oh, unfortunate. Alright, well, I'm I'm going to speed this way, and we're going to see if we can cut off the T100 LT. I mean, we're literally chilling at 50. I actually think this tank might be faster if you're running just improved fuel. But when you are going a little bit downhill like we currently are, the fact that you can get up to 55 without any speed boost or anything is a little ridiculous. Like, nobody can really knock the power of the Foch. And there you have it. A solid victory. I think the mobility felt pretty dang capable in that first game. I'm not sure about running the second gear oil. I think the tank might be faster just with the fact of running improved fuel over that, because it is only a 2 km/h change, but we did 3,208 damage, which is a very solid result, and did quite easily top in the team. That's pretty impressive, judging that at the beginning of that game, we really didn't do anything. So let's try one more battle in the Foch, and I'm interested to see how the tank performs. I'm very surprised on how effective it was in that first game. The single shot, in my opinion, is just flat better than the double shot. It's mainly because, first of all, you have AP Standard, which has just flat better pen due to the calibrated shells changes compared to the APCR that the other gun features. And as we know, AP is just a better round in general compared to APCR due to the shell normalization as well. So the AP is just flat better on this tank. And then when you pair that with the fact it aims in faster, and hits harder, especially with the HE, I just feel like this is a more reliable gun in most situations. Now, that's not to say it's flat better in every game. I definitely think that there are situations the double shot with the ability to dump on somebody is obviously quite huge and can make a big impact. But I personally really like the single shot, and I think it's kind of underrated. So for now, we're kind of chilling back here. We see a VK90, we see well, a couple tanks spotted. We got the E5 wide, and we also got the E3. There you go, 579 damage into the E3. Should have activated my tungsten. I kind of forgot about it, I'm going to be honest. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we can do. The 60 TP is going to be wide, and ooh, I did not think that the U100 was going to be there. Alright, well, that'll be interesting. Hopefully we don't have to fight the U100, because if I do, that's going to be a little painful. There you go, 724 juice into that E5. I mean, the alpha on this tank is really, really nasty. And when you're able to pair that alpha damage with the fact that this vehicle also just kind of butters through armor, I mean, look at that. And we're getting bounces. Of course, the E5 is going to shoot at me over the 60, which will be obviously a little annoying, but I think we can make it work. Let's aim it on the E5's roof. He does shoot me again, another hatching shot. That's the only problem with the Foch. That hatch is just not hard to pen, like, at all. If the hatch didn't exist, the tank would be S tier. And it is still, like, an A tier vehicle at this point. We got a bounce from the 183. We probably wouldn't have gotten that with our previous reverse speed, but as I was saying, like, the tank in most situations is great, but that hatch really takes away from some of its capability just because of the fact it seems like everybody hits it every time they shoot, which can obviously be very frustrating. So we're going to ignore where that 183 was to get behind the VK90. We're going to aim in a shell right on his side, and there you go. Wanted to give it some time to aim in just to guarantee the pen. We are already at 3,200 damage, I should mention. Like, this thing, it rips out damage. You know, you don't realize how quick you can get out damage in this tank, but it's actually rather impressive. We see the boss Chatillon, he's killing himself. We know where the 183 is. He's got to be in this far back corner. So that's exactly who I'm going to go for. And there he is. Okay, well, the 183 shoots. We're going to activate our tungsten shells, and we get a nice 690 chunk into his vehicle. This is obviously where the double shot might be more effective because of the fact that the double shot would obviously be able to get out 2 shells. So I can see arguments for both sides. But I think we had a pretty solid 2 games in the Foch, and well, the mobility didn't really do much this game, I'll be honest, but I'm probably going to leave my Foch build like it is the way currently, with the super speed boost paired with the tungsten, and I think I like the way that we have double gear oil. Don't get me wrong, the traverse speed of improved fuel is huge, but having the 2 km/h increased reverse is still massive for a tank destroyer, because it allows you to obviously be able to back up a little bit faster. That's huge. Any tank destroyer, the faster you can get it to reverse, can change your entire gameplay. So I think the Foch is a very fun vehicle, and I think that that Wargaming did a proper, decent job balancing it to make it not overpowered, yet still feel quite fun to what the original Foch used to feel like. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.